it is absolutely, absolutely paramount that every writer get to that space.
Should someone be fearful with building their entertainment career, or at least cautious?
Yeah, I guess so, but mostly be fearless, because what I mean by that is that there there are so many forces that want to strip you of your voice as a writer, and to make you compromise that voice, and to make undermine that voice, and confuse you into thinking that you should undermine your voice. And that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. The greatest writers in screenwriting, we know who they are simply because not only when we read the scripts, their voice is apparent and rises to the surface, but when we see the finished products, it's apparent. I mean, it's like, how do you separate? I mean, the sound of Tarantino. I mean, it's like, the sound of Diablo Cody. You know the sound of Spike Lee. I mean, these people have sounds. That's your voice. And if you're not working, if you're not, sharpening your quiver towards that direction, then you're not going to ever sort of stand out from the crowd, because that's what ultimately is the goal. That's what makes you, if we're going back to our Michael Clayton analogy, that makes you the commodity that cannot be avoided, that people have to come to in the end. He's going, well, we need him to do this. We need to call up I'm forgetting her name. Is it Phoebe Waller-Bridge? We need to call her to punch up a script, because we need that voice. We need that voice, and all you need to do is say her name, and you know what her voice means to that project. It is absolutely paramount that every writer get to that space, because then people, agents, producers, executives, they get bombarded with crap. They get bombarded with a lot of the same of this, or a lot of like this, or or people that sound like Shane Beck. People that sound like this, people like, that want to be David Peoples, people that, and they don't really want that. They want you. They want to know who you are. They want something that's so unique, and that they can go, oh, well, nobody else has that. So this is the one-stop shop where you can go to. You only can go to that store to get that. That's it.
You said, I think writing screenplays specifically is a love for the art of storytelling?
Yeah. And that sort of dovetails to what I was discussing before, a little bit with mining the written word, but yeah, it's when but also just to elaborate on that, it's it's really the classic. It's the classic example of having that command of telling a story around a campfire, and to take people through a journey that keeps them entertained, but also leaves them with something that sort of delights them in a special way. That is the art of storytelling. That is the thing that has occurred time in memoriam since, the cavemen were drawing on the sides of the caves. So that's what I'm speaking to, and that's what you do with the screenplay. Is the first brick in building that wall, the wall where it will be projected eventually. It's the theater is the big cave that we all huddle inside.
I like that. So it's not just the love of the final product, which is seeing these characters come to life and getting an audience reaction to, will they laugh at this part, will they gasp at this part, but also just the real love for crafting it and ruminating over this word, or should this character enter here or there?
Well, I think that all filmmakers, and what I mean by all filmmakers is that all craftspeople in the art of filmmaking, from the writer to the production designer, to the actor, to the director, to hopefully the producers, have a passion for telling stories. And that's where everyone collaborates. That's where everyone comes together, because they go, how can we tell this story in the best possible way? Because everyone's excited about that prospect and that notion. It's actually larger than any one person's aspect on the production. Is no one is the sole avatar of that objective. It's like, oh, how can we tell this great story we're all excited about? How can we succeed at that?